Someone asks what you did this weekend, you say, "It was good. I went to New York." Then you stop. The other person nods. The conversation dies, and you are left standing in a deeply uncomfortable silence. Being able to tell a detailed, engaging story, an anecdote, keeps people interested. It invites them to ask follow-up questions and keeps the dialogue moving naturally. Building a story in a second language is a mechanical process. You construct it in 4 steps: the facts, the flow, the twist, and the resolution. To use this system, you only need 2 things. First, pick a specific memory you want to share. Second, make sure you know the basic past tense verbs for that memory, like went, saw, or ate. By the end of this lesson, you will have a clear step-by-step framework to transform a brief memory into a structured English narrative that keeps the conversation moving. Step 1 is gathering the facts. Before you speak, you need to mentally verify that you aren't leaving out the context your listener needs to understand the scene. You do this by quickly checking the 6 essential WH questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Let's build an anchor story about a couple, Mr. and Mrs. McCara. We establish the who as the couple, the where as New York City, and the when as their last trip. The core action of this memory, the what, is that a thief stole Mrs. McCara's wallet. Answering these specific questions internally acts as a failsafe. If you get nervous while speaking, you already have the building blocks loaded in your mind, preventing you from freezing up. Step 2 is the flow. Starting your story with the main event is too abrupt. You need to ease the listener in by using introductory sequence phrases, like "first of all" or "to start off with." Look at how this applies to our New York story. We open with, "First of all, we went to New York for our last trip." Instructive warning tone. At this point, many English learners fall into a trap. They string the rest of their sentences together by repeating "and then, and then, and then." This sounds repetitive and breaks the rhythm. Instead, use professional alternatives to advance the timeline. Words like "next" or "after that." The next detail in the McCara's trip is that they decided to visit a simple, cheap restaurant downtown to save some money. We link this new information to the beginning of the story. Next, we went to a simple restaurant downtown to save money. These green sequence words signal to the listener exactly where they are in the timeline. Controlling that timeline makes your spoken English sound organized and fluent. Step 3 is the twist. A completely flat timeline is boring. To capture attention, a story requires an interruption or a sudden shift in momentum. You create the shift using adverbs. You can use positive adverbs like luckily, negative ones like sadly, or shocking ones like suddenly or unexpectedly. We inject the climax into the story right as they are eating. "We were eating when, unexpectedly, a thief stole my wallet. I was suddenly desperate." The placement of these red words forces the sentence to pivot. It mimics the feeling of panic Mrs. McCara experienced, transferring that tension directly to the listener. Dropping an adverb into the middle of your sentence is the fastest way to add maturity and emotional depth to your vocabulary. Step 4 is the resolution. A common mistake is finishing the action of the story, but leaving your voice hanging so the listener doesn't know if you are done speaking. You fix this by using formulaic end-in chunks, phrases like "finally," "in the end," or "eventually." Our story resolves when the police arrive, arrest the thieves, and return the wallet. We finalize the paragraph. Finally, the police arrived and arrested the criminals. In the end, everything was okay. A strong, clearly signaled conclusion politely informs the listener that your story is over. It passes the conversation back to them, inviting their reaction. Let's read the final result. First of all, we went to New York for our last trip. Next, we went to a simple restaurant downtown to save money. We were eating when, unexpectedly, a thief stole my wallet. I was suddenly desperate. Finally, the police arrived and arrested the criminals. In the end, everything was okay. The first example ends the interaction. The second provides a complete scene with context, sequence, and a clear resolution. This transformation happens by layering specific WH details for context, sequence words for timing, and adverbs for emotional shifts. Now it's your turn. Go to the comments below and write your own 4-sentence story. Make sure to include at least one WH detail, 2 green sequence words, and 1 red adverb. Storytelling is a mechanical formula. Master this structure, and you'll have a reliable way to communicate your experiences confidently in any English conversation.